are Russian tactics going to get Putin where he wants to go? And boy, a lot of people are going to hate this video. Look, I just did a video about Russian tactics and how they've evolved into a pattern. And so the question is, will these tactics get Putin where he wants to go? And I said, look, the pattern that Russia's got now, using drone footage to, recon a target, following with glide bombs, then artillery, then small infantry attacks supported by first-person viewer drones, which I didn't mention in the other video. All of that, is sustainable. But I said, hey, it won't win on the battlefield. And by that, I mean, that tactic is not going to, you're not going to achieve breakthroughs. You're not going to suddenly be, storming to Kyiv, and then we all have to call it Kiev again. No, it's not going to achieve that victory. But will it get Putin where he wants to go if we assume he has other goals, right? If we look at Putin and say, all right, if you want to take all of Ukraine to the Dnieper River and the coastline of Moldova and set up a puppet government. If, on the other hand, you want a negotiated settlement that recognizes your gains to date, then this will get there. Now, okay, I hear you, right? I'm not saying this is inevitable. I'm not saying, by recognizing the difficulties Ukraine faces, I'm not saying they should give up, right? And in fact, Ukraine is going to resist ever letting him get that, right? This is why we're not having negotiations. There's this huge gap. If Putin wants to get to negotiations, if he wants to resolve this thing with with a half victory, which would be a major victory for him in the scheme of things, a huge, devastating loss to Ukraine and the rest of the world. Absolutely. If he wants to get there, he has to be in a position where Ukraine comes to the negotiating table. A war of attrition that is stalemated, that puts Ukraine on the back foot and drains its resources, would be part of that. The other part of that, it's the United States, right? Right now, Ukraine is having a lot of difficulty because the U.S. is not forthcoming with a lot of aid. Part of the Republican Party has already turned on aid. The Republican presumptive candidate for president is against aid to Ukraine and has said he would solve the problem of the first 24 hours. Okay, he's not going to do that, but what he is going to do is put all his pressure on Ukraine to go to the negotiating table. This would be a great position for Putin. So his tactics are consistent with getting there, if in fact he's willing to accept that and all. And it's not, and again, if you want to try to get the U.S. to change position, I'm on your side, okay? But what I'm seeing, though, is a coherence between Russian means and this end that admittedly isn't their stated end, but we could probably, intuit or, we should guess that this is a sensible position for Vladimir Putin to get, to try for. And we've got that consistency there. So in the counter move, right, the Ukrainians, they're going to have trouble dealing with these tactics, right? These tactics, because it's like it's a bunch of ants attacking. Well, a whole little bites being taken out of their line here and there. There's no one main effort to concentrate their resources on. That's what I'm saying here. So it'll be hard for them to do that. They appear to be trying to counter with a different strategic approach. That might work, right? And like I say, maybe Europe can step up and provide them more resources on their own. I don't know. These are the kinds of things we're seeing. But right now, there's just a coherence between Russian means and what I'm thinking are their ends that I haven't seen so far in this war. So I know a lot of people are going to be unhappy in the comments, but that's where I see things right now.